My name's Jennifer, a certified English teacher and communications expert. In this video, I share 3 tips on how to understand native English speakers. At the end, I share with you a bonus tip that you can use for daily practice. Okay, let's dive in. Tip 1, understand reductions. Now, what exactly are reductions? Well, reductions are natural changes that take place to pronunciation to make sounds smaller, and so we can say sentences easier without pauses. So notice how I say they're natural pronunciation changes. English speakers don't consciously think about using reductions. I guarantee you, if you asked any English speaker if they use reductions, they would say, "What are reductions?" They would have no idea. And if you point it out to them and say, "But did you notice you said this instead of this?" They would say, "Oh yeah, I did." But they wouldn't understand why. This is because they're natural. They don't think about them. It just takes place. So, for example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" which is what many students would learn in a textbook and in a classroom, they would learn, "What are you doing?" This is not how a native English speaker would say this. What we would do is we would reduce the sounds to eliminate the pauses, and instead I would say, "What you doing?" Whatcha. So notice how I take "what are you" and I combine the sounds into one. Whatcha, whatcha. And then doing, I reduce the sound as well into doing, doing. Whatcha doing? What you doing? What you doing? Because this is easier for me to say than "what are you doing?" And because it's easier, a native English speaker will always choose the fastest and easiest way to communicate their message. And we do this through reductions. Tip 2, learn idioms and phrasal verbs. This is an area where I find you can instantly tell if someone is a second language learner when they don't use any idioms and they don't use phrasal verbs. And because of this, their sentences sound a little awkward, a little too formal compared to native English speakers. So for example, listen to this realistic conversation that would take place between a friend and I. So I would text her and I would say, "Wanna check out a movie tonight?" So here I used a reduction, wanna. Now this is instead of want to. Want to becomes wanna as a reduction. Wanna. And then I'm not saying watch, wanna watch a movie tonight. Instead, I'm using the phrasal verb check out. Check out has many different definitions and it depends on the context. But here we can use check out as the same for watch. And what could her reply be? She could say, "Nah, I'm beat." Nah, I'm beat. This is an idiom which means she's tired. And nah is another way of saying no. So here, instead of saying, "No, I'm tired," she's using an idiom and a slang expression. "Nah, I'm beat." And then she could suggest instead, "Let's chill at my place." So here, "let's chill at my place." Chill is a very natural and a very common expression that English speakers would use. Now, what I just gave you is a very common informal way of asking someone what they want to do. But students would need to know these reductions, idioms, and phrasal verbs in order to understand this expression. So I encourage you to start learning the most common ones. Tip 3. Learn with your ears. If you want to understand native English speakers, you need to start training your ear and practicing your listening skills every chance you get. Because let's be honest, reading a book is not going to improve your listening skills. Yes, you can definitely learn vocabulary, phrasal verbs, and idioms from a book, but the way they're pronounced is probably different than what you would expect by reading it. Spelling and pronunciation are very different in English. And when you read it in a book, you're not hearing the reductions. You're not hearing it at a natural pace. So I encourage you to seek out opportunities to improve your listening skills and start learning these new phrasal verbs and idioms and reductions with your ear, not with your eyes. Bonus tip. Join my Facebook group. I created this Facebook group specifically to let you hear natural spoken English, and that's what you get. Every single day, I create a video where I use natural expressions. In the video, I speak to you the way I speak to my friends, the way I speak to my colleagues, the way I would speak to my boss. So you hear English in many different contexts. And I always explain the main expressions and pronunciation changes that are taking place. Why did I create this group? Well, I created it because I realized that even my advanced students were still struggling to understand me when I spoke to them naturally. And I wanted that to change. So there you have it. Understanding natural English speakers is a skill, but it's a skill that you can learn through repetition and practice. So make sure first you understand reductions, learn idioms and phrasal verbs, and then learn with your ears and listen to natural spoken English every day on my Facebook page. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe. And until next week, happy studying.